and in science, material science, I have no idea about what to do. So for this, it's for a very long time for me to decide what I've done. And I decided to talk more about women and representative of women in hard science at our institution. First of all, I want to say two things. As my previous person said, Romania, also like Poland, and like Italy, and like France, we are from the European Union, so we must respect some European regulations. This respect means that more or less you must have 50% of women in all part and all representation. Sometimes this means only women for like name, for example, and I will give an example before starting the presentation, example of my faculty of physics, where we have 4 positions in leader, is dean, vice dean, president of a doctoral school, and department, director of department. So we have 50-50. So the dean or vice dean were the men, and the other 2, that is, director of doctoral school is a lady, is Professor Iasi, and the director of physics department, didactic director, are also is also a woman, is Professor Ioan. Why I said in this case is only something because we need to have 50-50. Because the other 2 girls, the woman, was elected in this position, preferably because they were women in that case. So it's something politically, I can say something to be politically correct, and sometimes, unfortunately, in our European countries, happens. Another thing, like in Poland, maybe, we evaluated in a post-communist country. And in communist country, and maybe also our colleague from communist countries said, the idea to promote women also in science, and in science, in physics, engineering, was very strong promoted during communist period. So for this, we have a lot of persons, a lot of women that do, but they are not so young, they are almost retired and almost in pension, but they do some engineering during working in engineering. According to our faculty and our university, what I call hard science, I'm thinking to physics, mathematics, chemistry, biology, because in our university also biology is considered hard science, and geography, geology. And what I want to start is from a UNESCO statistic. Let's say in 2023, 41% of the women are graduated in STEM discipline. And in Romania, and we are over European average, that is almost 33. Despite of this, only 0.24 of women graduate in doctoral position, and this is happened in also in our faculty, also in our university, in general in Romania. We have equality between girls and boys for like students, and after increasing for degree, with master degree, and finally doctoral, most of them are boys and not girls. Like already I see you in Romania, we're thinking that this large number of girls and women graduated in science is due to our traditional, most than what happened now. In our university, we have the first girl enrolled in a Romanian university, a faculty of letters, in 1879, and in the same year, a student, girl, Sofia, registered as a student for Faculty of Science, but she started the lesson 1 year later because need 1 year to prove their registration. But during the time, we have few of the most important professors from Romania that are women. And one is Vera Miller, recognized as mathematician. Another is works in mathematics, has become first woman full professor in a Romanian university. Another is Elena Curecheriu, that was the first full professor in the Romanian Faculty of Medicine. And Marta Petrovanu is a founder of the Organic Chemistry School, even in UAIC, in our university, and she was is considered one of the most important chemistry in chemistry person. And also Olga Nekrashov is a reputed anthropologist and biologist, and she was a member of the Romanian Academy. These are the most important women figures, most of them related with science and with hard science, hard science. What was very interesting is most of the women in the first year do career in Romania was related most with hard science, with physics, chemistry, engineering, that were reported to the hours for human science. In that region, the representation is not so good. What is nowadays? Nowadays we have at least the same large important person. For example, in 2024, we have 12 professors and researchers nominated as the most citated researcher in the world by the Institute of Science, and from these 3 are women, and all the 3 works in hard science. One is my professor, Lavinia-Petronela, from physics, and another is her professor, and I also do the lesson with Professor and the other is a Professor Violeta Fota from Faculty of Mathematics. One of the most cited paper in Romanian in material science is a chemistry of material paper published in 2004. It's an exercise effect on the barium titanate nanocrystalline materials, and it's a paper of my professor, Lavinia-Petronela, and that is a paper with Italian group from ISyDMA'9, and is has more than 1,000 citations, and is one of the most cited paper in. It's the second cited paper in Romania in material science. Also this year, one of our professors from Faculty of Chemistry, Lavinia-Petronela, she participated in the selection and was selected as representation of EPH program in the northern part of Romania. And she became one of the most represented. She became representative in our university. In the last competition of national projects, our faculty, our university has a few projects. For example, these 12 projects are projects for applied science. And in university are 3 projects. One of them is coordinated by a woman from Interdisciplinary Institute of our faculty. Another, for example, is a project, these PSC projects are projects from for ideas, like European, and in Romania, in our university are 7 projects. 5 of them are coordinated by women. One in physics, one in biotechnology, one in chemistry, and one in psychology. As you can see here, 4 of these 5 are related with hard science on this field, and also for young researcher projects, this team project. University had won 6 projects, 4 coordinated by women, and 3 of them are physics. 2 are affiliated to the Faculty of Physics, 1 to the Institute of Interdisciplinary Institute of our university, and another girl is from in Faculty of Letters. What was very interesting is during my pitch, when I was postdoc, I think, because between 2010 and 2014, one professor from Faculty of Sociology, Professor has a P7 European project next stages, structural transformation to achieve a gender equality in science. And during that project, she promoted the equality and equal representation in Romanian university and in university first and after national level. The idea of this project was to develop different working groups, different networks, and put together the researcher and the professor for different departments. Was separated hard science and women science. And during the project, knowing and I started to collaborate with some of our colleagues from chemistry, from geology, geography, and another faculty. And the goal of the project was to create a center in our university related with equality in science, and she created this in 2013 and was the first center for gender equality in science. Is a structural, is an institutional structure inside our university, and I think 2 years was financed by project, and for another 4 years they were funded from our university. In Romania, like in other countries, and I think also in Africa, in your countries, maybe also in Africa, we have this private fellowships funded by L'Oréal for women in science. We start in Romania the program started in 2009, but the first fellowship was in 2010. They started with 1 fellowship. After this, they come to 2 fellowships, 1 for life science and 1 for exactly science. Then 4, and starting for last year in 2024, they gave 5 fellowships. I think that is $10,000. they don't put euros. It's a French company. And in last year put another domain, computer science. This fellowship are for young researcher. First was less than 45, now I think it's 40. Increased the age. And up to now they have 47 fellowships in Romania. Unfortunately, only one at our university, but other awards was gained by our former students. One is Mariana Pavel is one of my students, and she has a fellowship for medicine, for Faculty of Medicine, and another 3 for an Institute of Research in Chemistry, Molecular Chemistry, Petropony Institute. I was the only one from university, for our university, that have this fellowship in 2017. After was the first time when they had 4 fellowships, 2 for two for exact science and 2 for life science. And the year before, in 2016, I was a finalist. And all the time I said to my students that one of the most important things is to be perseverant. More than if you want to do something, you must persevere working on that. And maybe this is one of the most difficult things for girls to do, or for because sometimes I talk with our students and they start very enthusiastic, but when something doesn't work very good, stop. So I think one of the things is to be perseverant and only to want to do something. Thank you very much.